Action Against Gender-Based Violence, that's Wacameroon. They are here present in the persons of Madam Goran Christabel and equally Miss Abani Lizetta. They are present to talk about Women's Day. We are all women. Why not talk about women to you all? To all my viewers, remember that you can actually participate in the program in any aspect that you want to talk about. We are going to be taking your messages, reading it here live. You can use the numbers on your screen and actually participate. You have the topic of discussion soon on your screen, and with the topic, you're going to participate on the program. Now, without any waste of time, televiewers, let me introduce to you my guest on the program. I'm talking about Madam Goran Christabel. Good morning, Madam Goran.
Good morning, Madam Stephen. I'm happy to be with you here today.
You know, when I see women like that, I just feel joy in my spirit because women supporting women.
Exactly, our space is there.
All right, tell viewers, like I told you, today is going to be an interesting one. That's Madam Goran Christabel, all the way from Wacameroon, right?
Yeah.
All right, Madam Christabel, you're welcome. And equally, we have this beautiful lady here in the studio. We are talking about Miss Abani Lizette. Good morning, Miss Abani Lizette.
Good morning, Stephen. And good morning, televiewers of Star TV Bamenda.
All right, Madam Abani Lizette, you're welcome to Star TV. Look how you're glowing. It means tomorrow is going to be hot.
I'm telling you, tomorrow is going to be a hot
It means
day.
you still have to arrange your human hair.
Yes, of course.
All right, that's how Women's Day is going to look like tomorrow with all the vibes. I know no one is going to be left out tomorrow. That's just to tell you that women are actually important in the society, and we're going to be dwelling more on that about women. Now let's go straight into the matter of the day. We are talking about women, and remember that the theme for this year 2025, it is for all women and girls rights, equality and empowerment. That's the theme for today, for this year 2025. And just to remind you the colors of this year, we have purple, green. Yes, I'm wearing my green already, and equally white. That's the purple selected. That's the color, sorry, selected for this year's celebration. And we know people are already sewing the material. Some will have let's say disappointment from their tailors, from their designers. Those who will be holding their tailors in their neck. You have not finished, you have not that, you have not that. You get, that's the kind of feeling that comes with Women's Day celebration, because last minute preparation is not easy to deal with it. All right, Madam Goran Christabel, welcome once more again. Let's talk about Women's Day celebration.
Okay, Madam Stephen, thank you. Women's Day celebration. All women are what celebrating.
Exactly.
I'm not celebrating every day, but to have an international day kept aside for women, you can then understand how valuable women are.
All right.
Yes. So following the theme for this year, you can see for all women and girls, rights, equality, empowerment.
Wow.
All women and girls.
Okay.
Who are we?
All right,
Women
now
and
talking
girls.
about Wacameroon, that's Women in Action Against Gender-Based Violence. What's it all about, and how does it come in place when it comes to women?
Thank you, Madam Stephen. From the name Women in Action Against Gender-Based Violence, is a female human rights organization that works to promote and protect the rights and dignity of marginalized persons in the society.
All right.
Yes, we are women, but we don't work only with women.
Yes,
we work for the marginalized population, it women, girls, men, and boys.
Okay.
But following our patriarchal system, you come to see that women and girls, they face this marginalization, this inequality that is rooted in our culture.
True.
And that is why when they talk about gender-based violence, it paints the face of a woman or a girl, but it affects everybody. Yes, a man can be a survivor, let me say a victim of gender-based violence as well as a woman. But our cultures make it in a way that women and girls are so vulnerable to the system in a way that violence portray their faces. So Wacameroon works with this population, and we work with potential perpetrators of gender-based violence so that we can see that women and girls are equal to men and boys. And we work on this by not putting blames, but empowering the victims and working with the perpetrators so that they can support the potential victims. And we then have that just society that we look at.
I see.
Yeah, that's just summarily what Wacameroon does.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Ngoran Christabel. Now, Wacameroon has a lot in store for, especially for women against gender-based violence. And away from that, we're talking about Women's Day celebration tomorrow. Now, Wacameroon being a women organization so far, fighting for women. Now, what kind of celebration, what special celebration have you kept in store for women tomorrow? Maybe some women will be like, oh, let me go and eat and drink in Wacameroon tomorrow. Is that prepared?
Oh, thank you, Madam Siben. From the theme of Women's Day, you see, for all women and girls, rights, equality, and empowerment.
Okay.
Wacameroon is dwelling so much on empowerment.
All right.
And this empowerment you have, because we have been working with survivors of gender-based violence, and we come to know that the backbone of bringing them out of their situation is empowerment, in which economic empowerment is one of those pillars that bring women. So during this season, this period, we are looking at how to empower women economically. We are a grassroots organization, so our celebration look at those women at the hinterland to not only to eat and drink, but what becomes of me after this.
True.
Why, when I look at myself, how can I be a better version of myself? Yes, we empower them socially.
Okay.
So that they can believe in themselves, see how they can participate in decisions that touch their lives at the grassroots level, growing up to the national level. And we have seen that when they are empowered economically, they have financial independence.
All right.
Normally, when your money is your money, you have a saying on it.
Exactly.
And you kind of have a voice.
Okay.
Yes, they have negotiation power when they are economically empowered.
All right.
So we are looking at this aspect so that when they are empowered, they understand their rights. They work hard to defend their rights. And in working to defend their rights, they will attain the equality we are looking for. That is how we are coming up. So we will have series of educative talks with women in the communities.
All right.
Yes, have recreational activities, sporting activities, and there are some women that we earmark them for cash for income generating activities that will be supported within this period, and so that after Women's Day they can say that following the team I was empowered, and here am I today talking. So we'll be celebrating our Women's Day. The celebration will take place next week because March is a women's month. It's not only about the 8th,
it's not about 8th March.
So we'll be in Jakiri with the women in Jakiri to carry out these activities. After Jakiri, we'll come down to Ndop because we are looking at how we can localize the Women's Day theme. Let the woman at the rural community feel what it means to be empowered, what it means by equality, and what are my rights? What do I need to do to make sure that these rights are respected? You see, when they talk about rights, we're looking last week in the office about maternal mortality. Sexual and reproductive health right is a human right. Yes, a woman should not die while giving birth. It's not proper. And we still see we have 400 and some, around 468 or 450. I don't have the statistics specifically. Out of 100,000 live births in Cameroon. In Nigeria is 1,000, and in other countries you see that maternal mortality is still an issue in Africa. While talking about women's rights, let's look at this. Should a woman be at a balance for life, for bringing out life, working towards sexual and reproductive health services for women should be a must. So these are the kind of education that we want the women to see it. In the community, like in the society, when you hear they are talking at, when they want to do contribution, men 5,000, women 2,000. Why are we 2,000? Because they are looking at us like we are a lesser. We want that we should work on empower ourselves to be equals, but we should not be equal to fight. When it comes to responsibility, you should also be you should also come up. This equal, we are not saying that what a man can do, a woman can do even better. No. That is not the principle. We are talking about equal opportunities. Ask me to do this before I cannot do it. Don't say that you cannot do it because you are a woman, you are a girl.
All right.
That is where we have a problem.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Ngora and Christabel. And like I told you, we equally have this beautiful lady here in the studio. But let's take on this very short commercial break. I don't know if our technicians are ready. Very short commercial break. And when we come back, we continue with this very interesting topic from Wacameroon. They are talking about Women's Day celebration. So why not join us and participate in the program? Let's take on this short commercial break. We'll be back soon.
Hey, are you concerned about acidity in your water? Are you concerned about unpleasant taste and odor? Are you concerned about bacteria and contaminants in your water? Let me introduce to you this alkaline water filter jar. This is a water filter jar that filters pure, clean and fresh alkaline water that is good to boost your health. Water filtered from this alkaline water filter has very great health benefits such as reduces the acidity of your water and promote optimal pH balance. It contains antioxidant shield that combats impurities and boosts your immune system. The water is pure, tastes good and free from impurities. It eliminates all the harmful bacteria in your water and free you and your family from waterborne diseases. Alkaline water also boosts your brain, increase hydration, improve digestion and support weight loss. Drink to better health with our alkaline water filter and enjoy great tasting water. It is available at Super Shop at a very affordable price.
All right, so you're welcome back, televiewers. We are still on the program Sunrise this morning, and we are talking about Women's Day celebration tomorrow. Why not prepare now so that tomorrow we have a blessed celebration? And this time around, we told you that we are hanging out with Wacameroon in the program today, and we still continue with Madam Ngoran Christabel, who is telling us all about Wacameroon, what they actually do for the women out there, especially in the economic sector. But first, I want to meet our beautiful lady here in the studio that we are talking about, Miss Abani Lisette, who is seated here, and I want to get that beautiful voice of hers because they always say that women have a special way of igniting a smile in people's hearts. All right, so Madam Lisette, tell us a little bit about Wacameroon.
Okay, Siben, thank you very much for that question. I think Madame Goran has spoken at large about Wacameroon as a whole. Well, if I'm to add, I'll say Wacameroon is a women's-led organization that seeks to fight for justice for marginalized people in the society, not just women. As we're talking about the Women's Day celebration that's coming up tomorrow, not just about women, for youth and men and boys as well. All right.
So talking about the women Day tomorrow, I'm focusing only on women today. Sorry for the gender bias, my televiewers out there, but you know, when what is this, it is. You get, you cannot change it. And talking about women, what caliber of women do you work with? Judging the fact that Wacameroon is a Women in Action gender-based violence organization also. So what caliber of women do you work with?
Okay, we work mostly in the grassroots. Okay. Yeah, where we work with women in the rural communities. All right. Women that are at risk, women and girls that are at risk of gender-based violence, or those that are already suffering or undergoing any form of gender-based violence. Okay. So those are the caliber of women we work with.
All right. Yeah. All right. So generally, you don't have a specific kind of age that you work with, so long as you fall in this this category that you mentioned, being prone to maybe gender-based violence. Maybe you are able to work with them.
You know, we work with all women of all ages. Okay. That's adolescents and young women. Okay. Adolescents, we're looking at maybe 10 to 19, and then from young women 19 and probably 25 for adolescent, for young girls. And then we continue now classify from maybe 26 to above as women.
All right, Madam Ngoran Christabel, let me just take you out of the box. There is this case that recently just happened in Bamenda, where a 57-year-old actually raped 7 minors that ages from 2 right up to 13 years old. Now, when it comes to this kind of case where we have rape of children of that kind of age, what kind of help can you give out to those kind of children?
Thank you, Madam Siben. It was really an emotional scene watching the video. Yeah, as Madam Lizette, Lizette rightly said, we work with women and girls of all ages. Yes, at the level of Wacameroon, we offer psychosocial support and case management for children to make sure that they are stable. You see, when they talk about case management for children, accessing them to help, which that was already done, so we are now looking at their mental stability. Yes, while following the referral pathway, make sure that the children have justice. That is where it ends, when the victim has justice.
All right.
Yes, when you have justice, you are mentally stable. We now look at what could expose the children to that risk of accessing an elderly man and being prone to rape or being a victim of rape. We are now looking at the children's safe space. We have women and girls safe space already running. We have 4 of them, one in Bamenda 2, one in Bamunkandok, one in Chakiri, one in Belo, where women and girls who have these issues access, they are given the comprehensive help, help they need.
All right,
exactly.
Okay, yeah. So let's also talk about this aspect. Talking about some stereotypes and equally some biases that hinder women's progress in the society. Now, what kind of stereotypes do you think that can actually hinder women from progressing, or some kind of biases that have been done commonly in the society? Maybe we should just let's list out a few that it can actually help some people out there, and how we can help women to actually progress.
Thank you, Madam Siben. Like I actually said, that we are in a patriarchal society where the man is given an advantage following our customs and traditions. Yeah, when you are in the community, you are seen as a commodity, a property. That already start hindering women from moving. Because we have gone in this Northwest, we still have issues where a woman cannot access land. Just because you are a woman, you cannot buy land. You cannot buy land for yourself. And if I want to do an economic activity that will empower me financially, how do I get it if I do not have access to this natural resource?
I see.
You see, then women too are ignorant. They have limited knowledge on their rights to understand that they even need empowerment.
I see.
You see, so this limited knowledge keeps them where they are. Yes, some women also, they lack skills. When they talk knowledge, skills are not there. Then you also have this complementarity among women. Your candle cannot pass out because you lighted somebody else's candle. This is what I always say. Yes, you help a woman to grow. When you are at a certain stage, learn to hold the hands of another. So that solidarity seems to be missing. Women are always in competition with each other. We are looking at
very true
us having a space for ourselves where we empower each other. So when there is that competition, it hinders women from, and men will take advantage of the fact that you people don't compliment each other and keep you there, and you are just down there fighting for each other. So these are just the simple biases that bring women. And then when you look at some cultures where women are refused to do work, like let me say, like they are discovered with the Bororo community. I don't know if it is following their religious or what. Women sit back and their men bring everything to them
at home.
Yes, at home, and they don't work out. Although the stereotype is gradually changing, but it is still there, where the woman is seen as, you give birth to children and cater for the children at home. And all of us understand, when you are 100% dependent, how it looks like. You are exposed to all forms of violence.
I see.
Yes.
All right.
So some cultures still keep women in that direction.
Thank you very much, Madam Ngoran Christabella. Actually, women are actually represented in all walks of life. We have women who are doctors, some who are journalists like me. We have some who are actually teachers. We have some who are actually mediators, and others who are actually pastors. You know, yesteryears, it was believed that pastors could be just men, but now it is changing in the society, where we have women who are actually pastors, and actually women representing all walks of life so far. Now, let's say, for example, women are, let's say, limited in some kind of knowledge, like you mentioned, comes to the rights of the women's rights so far. They don't know their rights. They don't know what they can actually do to empower them to get what they have to get. Now you're talking about going to the communities and reaching women about empowerment, right? That's in Jakiri and in Bamenda. When are you coming to Bamenda?
We are always in Bamenda.
I didn't hear about Bamenda.
We are always in Bamenda. When you ask, you will get us, because when in Bamenda we are a stone throw. We just need to know that these women, they need this
culture, and especially for Bamendians. And I tell viewers, I want to welcome you back away from that beautiful piece done for us by the Forest Kids. Remember, see, you're still on Sunrise. If you're just joining us there, you're still on Sunrise, and we have our numbers on the screen, and equally a topic of discussion where you can actually participate in the program via SMS. You can send us an SMS, or better see a message on WhatsApp. We are going to be reading it here live in the program. And televiewers, we are talking about Women's Day celebration, and we are in the company still with Wacameroon. That is the Women in Action Against Gender-Based Violence. It is an organization for women, not only women, but everyone who is being affected in one way or the other, like we mentioned at the beginning of the program. Now let's go into this topic of discussion. That is, what are some changes that you would like to see in women, especially this year? You know, the old days have already passed, so we're talking about the present right now. What changes would you like to see in women? Remember, there was this incident that happened recently, that was just some few days, around Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, in the central region, where a lady actually pursued her husband with a machete until they had to fall into the well, the two of them, and they died on the spot. You know, it's just all about violence, violence, violence. Now, what kind of changes will you want to see in women in this year 2025? Let me start with you, Madam Goran Christabel.
Thank you, Madam Siben. What do I say? What would I want to
start with yourself as a woman?
As a woman, I want to say that being a better version of myself, thinking before taking a decision.
Exactly.
Yes, you have to be assertive with the environment before taking a decision. Women, I need to see women who are responsible. How do I put it? They want to take up issues in their hands for them to have the change they need.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to change a policy, be part of the policy changing process.
Okay.
Women take up leadership position. Don't remain in the society where they will say man picking 5,000, woman 2,000. We are above that. Let us take that responsibility, grow and be better than we are, so that we begin to see, they see us as people who can make the society. Because where the society has placed women is because we were comfortable in that position. We want to leave that comfort zone. Then secondly, I want women to see fellow women as their friends. When you are up there, send down a hand of solidarity for another woman to climb to where you are. Because they always say that if you want to go far, you people should go many. But if you want to go fast, go alone.
Go alone.
Yes. But I want women to go far.
Yes.
I want us to go far. So I want to see that complementarity, solidarity in women, because we are more in population, and if we become, if one another's keeper and not seeing one another as a potential threat, lo and behold, men will beg for us. Please, men, I'm not bringing a war here. We are talking about the support that you are always saying that women need to support men. Imagine a population more than you supporting you. How you will be? You see that you will be at a relaxed. You will be at a relaxed end while things are happening. So I look at women to be committed, take responsibility, and see each other as a friend and a shoulder to lean on. If you have a shoulder extend it for your fellow woman to lean on, and will grow to higher heights.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Goran Christabel. I'm sure all the women are listening to you out there. They're actually jotting down some important aspects. Let's take this as a New Year resolution for all women. Maybe your New Year starts today. What kind of change would you like to see in your own self? Now let's get to Madam Abani Uliset. Talking about ladies, now what kind of changes would you like to encourage in women out there, especially maybe young girls like to change and maybe start building themselves at that young age before getting at a certain age and maybe they start regretting? What kind of change would you like to see?
Okay, Siben, I'll just like to say that young girls out there should take up space.
Okay.
Take up space in society and cement yourself.
Okay.
If it's in your 20s that you get to work,
all right.
Yeah, I think by 25, 24, you might have left university, left school.
Sure.
Yes. So if it is not a white collar job, maybe journalism, or take up a skill.
Okay.
Yes. Enroll in any vocational training center. Learn something, because it is through what you know that you'll be able to make it tomorrow. You don't want to be in your 40s and you're like a burden to society. You ask for help from this person, ask for help. Anything, if you need Maggi, for example, you have to ask somebody. You need salt, you have to ask somebody.
Yes.
So young girls need to take up space while they are still in their 20s, so that maybe in their years they would have been already made.
Okay,
if I can put it that way.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Bani Lizette. To all the ladies out there, I hope you're actually watching and you're listening carefully to this very important advice. It's given to you free of charge. You are not actually paying for it. For all the young girls out there, it's a free advice for you to actually get a skill, get something to learn. You know, skills is something that you live with your entire life. Now, getting a white collar job is something that you might lose in at some point, and maybe that skill of yours is going to keep you, maybe carry you on and give you that money that you seek, that you beg all the time. Skills is not something that goes to waste. It's something that keeps you, and it's going to help you in the society. Now, why not learn that skill of yours today? Because like I tell you, televiewers, it's not all about you depending on people. Enjoying your own money is very sweet, like what Madame Gora Christopher said one time. When you eat your own money, like you feel this kind of special happiness you get. But when you get to beg all the time, how do you feel? That's why your self-esteem is being brought really down, because all the time you depend on people. Now take that change today. It's never too late. You might feel maybe you're around your 40s or 30s or maybe say 50s, and you feel like, no, it's already too late for you. No, it's never too late for you to make a change for your own self and the society as a whole. Why not take that change today and make it maybe a renewed decision for you as a human being? And televiewers are talking about still Women's Day celebration. How are you going to celebrate that Women's Day tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday, and we are all going to be meeting at the grandstand. How are you going to celebrate that day? Maybe you can give us how you celebrate your day in through our numbers. You send us a WhatsApp message, or better still normal SMS. We're going to be reading it here. Or maybe you want to extend our Women's Day greetings to all your loved ones out there. We are giving you that opportunity to do that. Do that, and we are going to be reading it here. And we are going to be taking on this short commercial break, televiewers. When we come back, we continue with the program. Maybe some news making events and what's making you so far in the society, Bamenda, Cameroon as a whole. We are going to be giving that to you. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.